Alright, back again, Luke here, and today we've got out the old Super Famicom, and I figured we could put in this game here. Hook. So let's pop this in and play some of that. This is an old classic here from 1991, made by Epic and Sony Records. Get this going here. And the game itself does have quite a long intro, so what we're going to do is just skip through this here. Basically, the story is the children were abducted by Captain Hook here. They're just talking, and then all of a sudden, you know, they get abducted, but it's a very long story here. So, we'll jump in here. We'll still be able to see a little bit of the story. And you can see Tink is here, and Peter Pan. They're trying to convince everyone that this is Peter, and that he does need some help in order to rescue the children. One of the biggest problems, though, is that nobody believes him. Just looking at him the way he is, nobody believes it's Peter Pan. Lufo, and he doesn't believe it's Peter Pan either, and he's just pushing him around. And what this will eventually lead to here is our intro stage, but even this part here, it's a little bit long, so not as long as the regular intro though by any means. And here we come into our first stage here, and our first stage is basically just a training stage. There's no, real fighting. You can go up against these guys and just one hit and they drop their weapon and surrender. The buttons are pretty basic here. You just have two buttons that you use. One of them happens to be the B button, which is your jump, and the other one's the Y button, which is your slash. And the game is pretty slow-paced as far as walking goes. There's no real running button here. But you will notice that you do have a hit meter, and that hit meter is up at the top there. You can see those two leaves. And right now, if I get hit once more, Peter will die. When you get into the water here, you basically sink. In order to stay afloat, you have to hold down the X button, and then by pressing up, you'll actually go back to the top. When you do jump, you have a very limited jump, but if you want to make it a little bit longer, just hold down on the jump button, and you can kind of do a little barrel roll in the air. But this game is beautiful, very nice graphics, awesome sound, but the game is also very brutal. You'll notice here we just got our flying ability, and anytime you see Tink floating around there, she'll refill that, and to use that you just press your X button once, and then press it again, and you'll stay locked until that power meter goes. But the game is difficult in the fact that your power meter doesn't refill automatically, and throughout the game itself, if you get hit 2 times, you generally will die and have to start from the beginning of the stage again, which is really hard stuff. Generally, most bosses just take 3 hits. If you do start off at a boss battle and you wind up dying, you do get to start at that boss battle. You don't have to start at the beginning. And you'll see finally, Lufo finally says, "Oh, it is you, Peter! Oh!" But from this point on here, the the story gets a little bit more into detail, and Peter finally gets a real sword. You see the world map here. That's a pretty good sized world map, and it will keep you busy. This game can probably be completed in a couple of hours. But every time you defeat one of the stages, it'll show you the map, the world map again, just like this. And here's our second stage where things get a little bit more realistic. You'll notice that his sword now, Peter Pan's sword, is a lot bigger, and he can actually shoot projectiles out. Here's a leaf there that'll give you an extra health, or one more hit. But same thing with this as in Zelda. If you do get hit one time, it goes away. You gotta watch out for these wasp nests because they will come after you and attack you. For this stage here, just pretty much staying in the trees is the best idea. On the ground, there's some dangerous spots, so... But you really have to be careful. If anything in this game, it's almost better to try and take a hit than it is to under-jump something. Here's an apple. This will refill your health. But by under-jumping, sometimes it'll lead to death, and then what that does is it causes you to have to start from the beginning of the stage again, which is pretty irritating. That's probably the most challenging part. They really made it difficult by that fact. Like this part here, you kind of got to grab it and then immediately go back to the left. If you don't, you'll wind up falling in this pit and dying. And then that'll take you to the back to the beginning of the stage again. So. But for some spots, you really have to be careful with the jumps as well, because if not, you'll wind up dying. Here's another good example. If you miss that jump right there and you fall down, you'll have to start at the beginning of the stage again. Once you get hit once, it's not immediate, but very soon afterwards, you wind up, getting hit again. So this boss here isn't too bad. What I like to do is just kind of stay around this area. The acorns, they just stay in the same position, so they don't really fall too differently. And once again, all you have to do is hit this boss 3 times and he'll be dead. I also have to watch out because I only got 2 hits and I'll be dead here. And there we go. Now we just have to walk over here to the side, and there's the end of our next stage. Not too overly difficult, but graphics-wise and music-wise, it's a really great game. The controls can sometimes be challenging, especially for someone just getting into it. You might find yourself going, "Whoa, why can't he run?" Or "Those jumps really suck." And there is a little bit of a learning curve to it. So instead of scrolling around the map again, we'll just start it up here, and here's our next stage. You have to watch out because getting close to enemies or too close to enemies will wind up hurting you. This is one of those areas where it may kind of confuse you for a bit, and especially with the jumps here. But if you jump up in the middle there, you'll wind up getting eaten and hit. Well, you'll get hit, so you just gotta walk past it. It's one of those things that you learn after playing the game a few times. I'm gonna die here. Get myself some health. In some stages towards the corner, you'll find there may be an apple that can give you extra health. sometimes they're kind of hidden or they're far away, so... There's a sword over there, which will give us back our long reach. Now we have our long reach weapon back, and it did give us an extra hit, I believe, as well. So, but it's just that one hit, and then it's gone. So, really have to be careful with it. But this is a really, you know, a fun game to play as long as you get used to it. When you first play it, you might think, oh, you know, this game isn't for me. But once you get the hang of the controls, you'll definitely be able to appreciate the music. There's an apple. And you'll be able to appreciate the graphics for sure. Kind of has a very Capcom-ish kind of look to it. Here's our hovering again. Oh, I lost it. There's a free guy. Here's another one up here, so... this is one of those areas where you have to kind of watch out from things coming below and above. And we're going to have to go back down here again because we don't have enough of this hovering dust. Lots of spikes in this game as well. This stage isn't too bad. Pretty simple. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what Hook looks like here for the Super Famicom. And it's a game that can be had pretty reasonably, I think. It is a lot of fun to play and very enjoyable as far as the graphics go and the music. A very well designed game, I think. So... just wanted to share this with you guys here, and yeah, that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching. If those lions, or the tigers, if they hit you with that, it'll stun you, and you'll turn into a stone. That's really dangerous in this stage, especially when you're using your hovering power. Because if you get hit with that, you'll just sit there and hover and waste your power. And then you'll fall to your death. Come on. Tricky. You got this mermaid who keeps bringing you to the surface, which is a problem here because in some cases you just really don't want to be near the surface. Especially when these explosions can hurt you. here you just wait for it to come back because you can't jump out of the water. Ah, there you go. And here's our next boss. Well, you can see how challenging or how difficult this game is. Especially just the 3 hits here. I'm gonna die here really soon. Ah, that's cheap. Peter Pan's gonna get smoked here in a second. Ah. Ah, forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna die here again. Ah, all right. That's it.